welcome to Orphan Entertainment, the podcast dedicated to public domain and abandoned media. I'm your host, Christopher, and with a wave of my wand and the magic words, co-hosto apiro, ta-da, it's Lydia.
I almost went for the Glinda the Good Witch option, but why, of course you can.
Well, we'll definitely have to talk about her later on. Absolutely. Yes. I want to thank everyone for tuning in today. Orphan Entertainment is available wherever you get your podcasts and wherever you listen. If you have the option to do so, please consider leaving a rating or a review. That really does help more people discover the show. If you'd like to watch some of the films we've covered here on the podcast, we have a YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com and search for Orphaned Entertainment. If you'd like to reach out, we'd love to hear from you. Send any comments, suggestions, or even a recorded message to orphanedentertainment@gmail.com. And you'll find a link in the show notes that will get you to all our social media accounts, as well as find ways that you can support the show financially. And these links can also be found on our website at orphanedentertainment.com. And speaking of email, we actually got one this month.
Hey!
Our friend Ken has sent us a letter. He says, "Hello, Christopher and Lydia. I'm writing about your podcast for The Hole in the Wall, the 1929 film. I had never heard of the film. From the title, I thought it was a Western. I knew about the Hole in the Wall gangs out in Wyoming, such as Butch Cassidy. I was pleasantly surprised to watch the film. I love Claudette Colbert in It Happened One Night, and it was good to see her in a different role. Also, Lydia mentioned Donald Meek's performance. I enjoyed him in You Can't Take It With You and Stagecoach, where he plays similar characters. I always thought that Donald Meek was a stage name since he played meek characters, but was surprised to see that Meek was his birth name. I wanted to comment on the film's location, New York, Chicago, etc. Number one, the L train is a red herring for Chicago, but New York also had an elevated train. Remember 1933's King Kong, where Kong attacks an elevated train? That was definitely in New York City. And two, there is a reference about the Sing Sing prison code used to communicate. Sing Sing was a New York State prison, so that makes it less likely for the Fox to be in Chicago. 3, a critical plot point is with the little girl under the dock. The Fox repeatedly mentioned that the tide was rising. The Great Lakes, including Chicagoland, do not have tides.
Yes.
But the East River in New York City does, so QED.
Well spotted. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. And he just signs off, "Keep up the good work, Ken." So, yes, thank you very much for writing that in, and very good detective work there.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, with that, let's listen to a 5-minute mystery, and when we get back, we'll see how long it'll take us to tell you about Eternally Yours.
Another 5-minute mystery.
Well, Jimmy boy, this should be the greatest haul in history. Real setup, that stupid Williams tipping me to that heist he and his gang made. Boy, oh boy, are they stupid. Uh-oh, there's a store right up ahead. Jules Jewelry. Now to park this thing. I'll leave it running so I can scram out of here in a hurry. What? No doorman here at Jules? Oh, well, that fire plug will do. Won't make any difference. I'll be right out. There. Now to go see Jules.
How do you do? May I help you, young man?
Yes, indeed, Pop. I'm getting engaged tonight. I need something extra special in the way of diamonds. You got any?
Oh, yes, a very nice selection. Something in a ring, eh? Just step back here. I think I can find something you like.
Okay, Pop.
Now, here are a few choice ones. This one is a
Cut the comedy, Pop. I got a gun here.
Huh?
Now, let's you and me step back into the little room for a little chat. Just keep on moving.
What's the meaning of this? Is this a holdup?
Look, Jules, I know you're the fence for the Williams mob. You're in pretty deep, so don't start crying to me. Now dig up that haul they brought in today and be quick. I want to borrow it.
I'm warning you, you'll be caught.
Cut the stalling.
Okay. Here they are, just under this table. Now, take them. And this too, you stupid. Oh!
You're a little too old to try that, Jules. That tap on the head will hold you for a good long time. Ta-ta, man. Thanks for the loan. Oh, excuse me, lady. Sorry I bumped you. I'm rushing to get married, you know. Now, that, Jerry, me boy, was a sweet job. Another 15 minutes and I'll be past the city limits. They're not looking for me. I've been speeding. Gee, maybe they are. Nothing went wrong back there, did it? Oh, no, it couldn't have. Now's no time to get panicked. Not with 15 grand in those little rocks. I guess I'd better pull over.
Hey, mister. You own this car? Your name Jerome Smith?
Yeah, that's right. What's up?
We got orders to delay you. You got a date with homicide for the murder of Jules Buck. I hope you knew him.
In just a moment, the conclusion of our story. But first...
In 1972, American TV networks canceled 12 TV shows for crimes they didn't commit. These shows were promptly forgotten by the public and faded into obscurity. Today, Chris Cooling researches these shows for a podcast. If there's a TV show that no one else remembers, and if you have earbuds, maybe you can listen to Forgotten TV.
And now, back to our story.
What's all this about murder and homicide?
Well, we got an all-car call. Seems some guy bumped into a dame outside this Jules jewelry. It was past 6 when he was usually closed, and she figured something was funny, so she goes in and finds this Jules dead. Knocked over the head a little too hard. She calls the cops, and they come over. This dame saw you jump into the car, and she described you good. But what caught you was funny. And 5-10 minutes before that, this same squad car crew gave your car a ticket for being parked in front of a hydrant with the motor running. You're going to pay a lot for breaking the parking laws.
Eternally Yours was written by C. Graham Baker and Gene Town. It was directed by Tay Garnett, and it stars David Niven and Loretta Young. In the film, Anita is engaged to marry a solid, hard-working Don Burns. When she and her wedding shower guests go to see the Great Arturo, an illusionist and hypnotist, Anita is singled out by Arturo, and the two spend the evening talking on the stage, gazing into each other's eyes. Flash forward a year, we discover that Anita and Arturo, or Tony, ran away together and married. Anita is now Tony's assistant in his act, and they tour the world. The two are happy with each other, but Anita wants a quieter life with lots of children, and she wants to get the great Arturo away from his adoring female fans that often stain his collars with their lipstick. She has even secretly sold her jewelry in order to have a house built in the countryside of Connecticut. During a night of drunken revelry, Tony tells a reporter that he plans a death-defying trick where he jumps out of an airplane at 15,000 feet while handcuffed. Tony promises Anita that his greatest escape will be to talk or trick himself out of doing something so dangerous. But once he arrives at the airport and seeing all the people, he does the stunt anyway, to the horror of Anita. He is successful and swears he'll never do it again, but word gets out about the stunt, and they end up taking it on tour around the world. Finally having enough of the travel and the danger, Anita finally leaves Tony and heads to Reno to file for divorce. Sometime later, while on a cruise with her Aunt Abby, Anita reunites with her old fiancé Don, and the two are married on board by the captain. Don introduces his new bride to his employer, Harley Bingham, at a swanky nightclub where she's shocked to discover that the entertainment is none other than the great Arturo. Memories and feelings are strained as Tony attempts his greatest trick of his life, trying to win back the heart of Anita. This film, originally, the producer Walter Wanger had planned to film Sacha Guitry's 1917 play Les Illusionistes, based on the illusionist Emile Vincent Isola. But the Production Code Administration deemed it too risque for filming. Screenwriters Gene Town and C. Graham Baker made so many changes that Wanger eventually just billed the film as an original screenplay. Wanger and director Tay Garnett used footage of their around-the-world trip they shot for their previous film, 1938's Trade Winds, and also used footage from 1939's New York World's Fair. Now, we have probably talked about David Niven quite a bit in our coverage of 1946's A Matter of Life and Death, one of our most popular films on our YouTube channel, by the way, with over 300,000 views.
Wow.
And I know for a fact that we, meaning Lydia, has mentioned him on many, many occasions during our discussions.
I never bring up David Niven.
So let's jump to our female lead, Loretta Young. Young was born Gretchen Young and began her career as a child at the age of 3. She appeared uncredited in the 1916 silent film Sweet Kitty Bel Airs, getting her first screen credit the next year in the film Sirens of the Sea. It was not until 1928 that she would adopt the stage name and be credited as Loretta Young in the lost silent film The Whip Woman, where she was credited as the girl. That same year, she co-starred with Lon Chaney in the MGM film Laugh Clown Laugh. In 1930, while filming The Second Floor, 17-year-old Loretta Young met and later eloped with 26-year-old actor Grant Withers. The marriage was annulled the next year, just as their second movie together, coincidentally titled Too Young to Marry, was released. In 1934, she co-starred with Cary Grant in a pre-code drama, Born to Be Bad. This film was rejected by the Hays office twice before it was finally approved and released. Young's character, an unwed mother who entertains wholesale buyers to secure contracts for her friend, had to be rewritten and refilmed so that her occupation is only hinted at. Producer Daryl Zanuck had to cut many shots of Young in her underwear and of her exposed up-to-the-hips legs. Young would appear with and work for many big names through the late 1930s, including Clark Gable, Tyrone Power, and Cecil B. DeMille. Young and Clark Gable were the leads of 1935's The Call of the Wild. Young was then 22 years old, Gable was 34 and married, but during filming, Young and Gable had an affair that resulted in Young becoming pregnant. Young not wanting to damage her career or that of Clark Gable, she, her sisters, and their mother devised a plan to conceal the pregnancy and then pretend that her child had been adopted. When Young's pregnancy began to advance, she went to vacation to England. Weeks after her birth, daughter Judith was placed in an orphanage. Judith spent the next 19 months in various hideaways and orphanages before being reunited with her mother, who then claimed that she had adopted her. After Young married producer Tom Lewis, Judith took Lewis's last name. Decades later, it was claimed by Young and Lewis's son Christopher that his mother had stated that she had become pregnant after a non-consensual contact between her and Gable, saying that Young had never disclosed this to anyone previously, and she had thought it was up to a woman to be able to fend off unwanted advances and blamed herself for not being able to thwart Gable's attack. This claim was kept quiet by the family until the deaths of both Loretta and Judith. Loretta Young's career got off to a rocky start in the 1940s. 1944's Ladies Courageous, about a unit of female pilots who flew completed bomber planes from the factories to their final destinations, was met with some amount of controversy. Many critics and viewers found the histrionics and bickering among the characters to be unladylike and even unpatriotic. A group of women airfare service pilots saw the film and dubbed it Ladies Outrageous.
Wow.
She starred with Orson Welles in the 1946 film The Stranger, where she played a woman who unknowingly marries a Nazi fugitive, played by Welles. The film's producer, S.P. Eagle, ordered a close-up of Young during a pivotal scene, a choice that Wells, who was directing, considered fatal to the scene's impact. Young took Wells' side and even got her agent to help defend Wells. Wells said of the incident later, "Imagine getting a star's agent in to ensure that she wouldn't get a close-up. She was wonderful." In 1947, Young won the Academy Award for Best Actress for her performance in The Farmer's Daughter, a political comedy that required her to learn a Swedish accent. Ruth Roberts, who had coached Ingrid Bergman on how to lose her accent, taught Young how to gain hers.
How interesting.
That same year, she co-starred with Cary Grant and David Niven in the romantic comedy The Bishop's Wife. And in 1949, she received Academy Award nomination for her role as Sister Margaret in the comedy drama Come to the Stable. In 1953, she appeared in her last theatrical film, It Happens Every Thursday. Young hosted and starred in the well-received half-hour anthology television series Letter to Loretta, soon retitled The Loretta Young Show, which was originally broadcast from 1953 to 1961 and earned 3 Primetime Emmy Awards and a Golden Globe Award for the program. Originally, the show's theme was each story was a dramatized answer to a question asked of her in fan mail. The letter concept was dropped at the end of the second season. Also, near the end of that season, Young was hospitalized as a result of overwork, which required a number of guest hosts and guest stars. Her first appearance in the 1955-56 season was for The Christmas Show. From then on, Young appeared in only about half of each season's shows as an actress and served as the program's host for the remainder. Young briefly came out of retirement to star in the 1986 NBC television film Christmas Eve. This story revolved around an elderly woman, played by Young, who befriends the homeless and volunteers her time with children, and who learns she has an incurable illness and wants desperately to reunite with her 3 grown grandchildren. Young starred with Trevor Howard and Ron Liebman, and all 3 received Golden Globe Award nominations, with Young winning the award for Best Actress.
Wow.
Her final film appearance was another NBC television film, Lady in a Corner, in 1989. She starred as the editor-in-chief of a high-fashion magazine opposite Brian Keefe, Roscoe Lee Brown, and Bruce Davison. She received another Golden Globe Award nomination, but lost out to Christine Lady for the CBS film No Place Like Home. She also narrated the TV documentary Life Among Mississippi in 1994. Young, in her retirement, devoted herself to volunteer work for multiple charities until shortly before her passing in August of 2000. She sounds like a really interesting woman, and definitely, unfortunately, a woman that was, I guess you could call a product of her time, certainly when it came down to what may or may not have transpired between her and Clark Gable.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking about that a little bit too. Her getting overworked doing her TV show in the 60s and things like that. I mean, clearly it seems like she was a very hard worker. Obviously she was very talented. But yeah, definitely that's such a, that's such a thing. I mean, gosh, we could get into the whole, all the aspects of women being blamed for things that happen, victims being blamed for things that happened.
Oh, absolutely.
But obviously she went on to continue to be very successful for a long time. So well done her.
Yeah, I really found the whole, her pregnancy, regardless of how it came to be, but the whole avoiding scandal thing, it sounds like a television movie or something all its own.
I think it's interesting because I think that was quite common. I think not like every person that had a child out of wedlock adopted the child, but I think that was a very common way for people to address that, especially in Hollywood, especially big names, as they would, then they'd get married and then be like, oh, we're adopting a baby. And, it was a way to keep your child and also not have your entire career destroyed. So it's really interesting. I almost want to say, is it Agatha Christie's The Mirror Cracked that has a storyline, something like that? I can't remember the correct one, but I don't think it is the mirror crack, but though that definitely is something you read in novels and see in TV shows. But then also, I think as you go through the history around that time, those stories were sensationalized in novels and in magazines because they actually also did really happen. And it was something that people could identify with and imagine being, a dramatic situation that they could, engulf their minds in. So it is really interesting that often I think the other option was probably just giving the child up for adoption. And I find it very interesting that she decided not to do that. I think that's really, without moralizing it and saying she did the right thing, which obviously we don't know, but that seems like that would have been a really hard choice. It's really impressive that she did that, like went to that effort to do all of that.
I didn't put it in my my little bit of my brief history there and everything, but I also read that Judith didn't know about her true parentage until she was much older. I think she was a teenager before she actually found out that Clark Gable and met Clark Gable and found out that he was her father. Yeah, just the entire thing. It's just like this entire story is like a film in the making.
I think part of the reason I'm not surprised or as surprised by it as I would otherwise be is I know somebody that actually had something very similar happen, where they found out in their 20s that their adoptive father was their real father. Mm-hmm. And it's like, wow. Like, and when you hear that the first time, it's mind blowing. And then, the next time you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, I know something that happened like that too. So for, it's just fascinating. To me, I'm always think that the more difficult, than this is me being a product of my time, the more difficult decision is being pregnant and having the baby and keeping the baby and doing all of that against the trend of society.
Right. Yeah.
So it is, definitely hard to imagine personally that happening, but also, again, I think not necessarily as rare as we think it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or was, I should say, wasn't as rare as we would think it would be.
I'll admit I made a lot of my background notes on the stars before I sat down and actually watched the film, and I didn't pay much attention to some of the other names. The name Billy Burke didn't jump out at me at first. It wasn't until I watched the film and I thought, my gosh, that woman sounds real familiar. Where in the world have I heard her before? What have I seen her in? And yeah, one click on IMDb, I'm like, holy crud. I didn't put into my notes anything about Glinda the Good Witch from The Wizard of Oz.
Auntie Glinda.
Or Aunt Abby in this film. Yes.
Yeah. Well, it was really funny. I was watching it with my husband, and as we're going through, he's like, "Oh, she sounds just like she does when she's playing Glinda." Or he goes, "She's playing the same character." And I said, "Honey, I think that's just actually how she talks."
Yep. No, that's.
He's like, "Oh,
that's
just how she talks."
Apparently, that is just how she talks. Yeah, she was in The Wizard of Oz the same year, actually, as this. 1939. But yes, she was Glinda the Good Witch. I'm like, oh my gosh. What's really strange, looking at her, I don't know that I would recognize. You could put pictures of them side by side. I don't know that I would say they're the same person. But you can't mistake that voice.
Interesting. I definitely did feel like, yeah, you can't mistake her voice. But then once you look at her face, you're like, oh, well, yeah, if she put that big pink dress on, easily that's her.
Well, maybe if I saw...
She didn't change her face.
No. But maybe if I just saw the A Wizard of Oz still in black and white, maybe then I would recognize it. Seeing her black and white, seeing her in very bright color in The Wizard of Oz is two different things.
Yeah, that's a thought too. Interesting. It's really fun. Like, I didn't even realize that Zazu Pitts is in this.
Yes, she is.
I know her name. Eve Arden is in this. Eve Arden. Like, it's just fascinating that there are names in here that I know, and I didn't even think about it because they're just not the top billed people. Right.
And they're not, like, Eve Arden is just a friend of Anita's. She may be in the shower at the beginning. I don't know if she is anyone that plays much of a role beyond that. But yeah, certainly it's probably her starting her career, fairly early. Zazu Pitts, I'm sure, I know we've seen before in some other films, and it was definitely the name I recognize. And then, yeah, she is a great funny little comedy actress who plays Mrs. Bingham, I believe, in this film. So you get to see her towards the halfway point, I suppose. You start seeing her, and she's as adorable as her name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it is interesting. I mean, this is very much a movie that's revolving around the two main characters. Even it's really funny when Bob shows back up on the scene. Dawn. Case in point, when Dawn shows back up on the scene, I didn't even realize that it was the same guy from the beginning of the movie. I was like, "Oh, who's this guy?" And it took me a little while to.
Yeah. Well, we only see Dawn for like a few seconds when he comes to the house, because him and Anita's uncle, the bishop, are going to go to a ball game. And he's like, no, I'm not coming in because that's woman stuff. I'm just here to take the bishop. We're going to a ball game. And then he disappears for like a good 45 minutes.
Yeah. But he's her fiance, right? And she just up and leaves in the middle of the night. So it is important to the role, I guess. Yeah. I mean, could you have had this movie without him ever there? Yes, you could have had this movie without him ever being in it. There would not have been much difference either way. The only reason that Dawn, not Bob, the only reason Dawn's in it is to add a little bit more drama, a little bit more ooh la la. Gosh, this is and honestly, I think I thought this watching the movie too. The more you consider Dawn in this movie, the more you go, wow, Anita is a flighty, crazy woman.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
She's at her bachelorette party. Like, presumably, like, the day before her wedding, or maybe the month before. And I was thinking, she liked this guy well enough. They have enough of a relationship that she has agreed to marry him. They're engaged. This is not some guy, presumably this is not some guy that she met last week. I'm guessing, although the more we consider it, maybe he is. And then she goes to one thing, talks to, admittedly, David Niven for a couple of hours. I mean, I kind of get that, and then later in the movie, we have a total flop around. Now, if you look at it from Dawn's perspective, she is a flighty, crazy woman, right? And then everything that transpires between the two of them continues to prove she is a flighty, crazy woman. And it feels out of character in a way. It really muddies up my opinions of Anita. I guess we should start talking about the movie.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the movie?
Let's talk a little bit about the movie. But really, you can't help but talk about Anita in her character, even talk about the movie. As you see her, 1 year later, she and Arturo or Tony, are together. Tony. And seeing them together and seeing how they act together, I'm not sure why she was connected to Dawn at all in the first place.
Yeah, I've no idea. It is bizarre to me that a woman who's going to end up married to a Tony is going to even look at a Dawn.
Right.
Like, it's not like these guys. Dawn is not the rich guy in the New York penthouse that's just ultimately wrong for her, but she can talk herself into because he's going to be a great provider. Maybe Dawn has a great job, but based on the interactions we have when they get married and that night she's like, let's go on a honeymoon. And he's like, no, my boss threw me a party, which, by the way, we need to talk about how much Dawn is different from Tony. Anyway, he's no different than Tony at all. They're exactly the same. But the personality-wise, there's no similarity at all. He's cardboard Dawn is so cardboard. So it's how I'm with you. I totally don't understand how she got connected to this guy unless he just continued to make big donations to her uncle's boxing charity for young boys for years and years until maybe they grew up together. I could see that, he was the boy down the street. And maybe, he's just the guy I'm supposed to marry.
Yeah, that has got to be the only reason, is that he's got to be the long-time boyfriend sort of thing. You're right, they've grown up together. Obviously, they're going to get married, etc. She didn't know anything else because she's always lived in this house. She's always known Dawn. It's got to be one of those situations. We don't see that. That's not explained in this film. We're just inferring it, but it's gotta be.
Because there's no other possible way that these two people are engaged.
No, exactly.
That's the only way that it could happen. So her running off makes sense, and we see her and Tony very happy. Very, very, very happy. With the minor inconvenience of him getting kissed by other women and her just deciding she's gonna smile through it and be like, it's just a joke, it's all good.
Well, and it leads me to wonder, is it just the occasional kissing? Does Tony step out more than that? And then is it the beginning of this film? I was really annoyed with the sort of attitude towards women in general by the film, by Tony, everyone. It's, well, of course I'm stepping out on women, but I'm married to you, and you're that's fine, And I'm like, you're my wife.
That's how we all feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think that, if I had read it that way, I would have been super irritated. I don't take it that way. Watching it, I take it as he spends a lot of time in a professional capacity with other women, getting interviewed by newspaper women, and in this era, being social and dancing with people was being social. So it was not, even to the point that in periods of time in history, it was considered very rude for a married couple to dance together. It was inappropriate because then you were leaving some girl who wasn't partnered up alone without a partner to dance with her. It periods of time in history, that has been the courtesy, right? If there is a single woman sitting there, it is the married man's responsibility to dance with her so that she's not left alone, right?
Okay.
Go back to Jane Austen, guys. This is the thing, right?
I'll take your word for this. Yeah.
The point being, it was very, very socially acceptable to dance with people that you were not married to, not socially acceptable to sleep with people you were not married to. And so him being in a professional capacity where he's going out very often, he's sitting with people in an environment with people where he's the male, he's supposed to ask somebody to dance. And so he would end up dancing with women a lot, or, that was kind of more how I took it. The lipstick on the collar thing. This is literally, this is the only reason I want to wear lipstick. It's just like, dang it, I should wear lipstick. I could get it all over people's clothes. No, but to leave the lip marks here and there. So I always think it's super funny, but it is it's a good question. Ultimately, what you're saying is a really good question. I didn't take it that way, but the fact that you took it that way is like, wow, that's a great question. And Anita even says to her friend, her friend who's saying, oh yeah, well, all I do is manage bills and answer the door, and I'm home by myself all the time. And she says, yeah, but you've got your husband to yourself, and I'm gonna tame the guy I've got. Okay, now first of all, ladies, let's just talk about this for a second. Christopher's just shaking his head, but come on. Those of us who are listening to this podcast and making this podcast are probably old enough to know better, right? That is just a complete fallacy. Dear Lord, don't 50 Shades of Grey on me, please. Getting pregnant is not going to make the crazy man calm down, okay? we'll just say right now, that ain't gonna happen. I don't care that you're married to him and you've already secretly bought a house without telling him, expecting him to be super excited about. This is the weirdest psychology of any movie. Like, so often you have it flipped around where the guy's like, Mary, I'm gonna buy you a house, and we're gonna have a dozen kids in it, and it's gonna be this house, and you're like, okay, George, calm down, but in this case, it's the other way around. She's like, Tony, I'm gonna give you a tranquilizer. I'm gonna get pregnant, and then I'm gonna keep you drunk for 4 years until we have so many kids that you can't leave the house. What is she doing? Like, what is her plan here? She's like gonna spring a house on him, and he's gonna suddenly Miracle on 34th Street her and be like, oh gosh, I always wanted a house and an instant family. Great. What is happening in this woman's head? She is crazy. She's actually crazy.
Yeah, not even just a house and like with kids. It's a house in the countryside, miles away.
With nobody around.
Right. And she's expecting the guy who looks like he's probably lived his entire life doing shows, magic tricks, partying, going to parties, going to this country and that country, jet setting. Well, there was no jets, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But look, here's this house. Don't you want that? No. Why would I want that?
Literally no. Yeah, I don't. It is the weirdest situation, and I'm conflicted because I'm not really sure what the movie is trying to tell me, right? Because to your point, it seems kind of like, well, Tony could be messing around. At least he might be getting drunk and smooching other ladies. We'll just call it that. Cover yours and hum, Dad. But we'll just call it that. But even if that's the extent that it goes to, just like you're saying, can you imagine just expecting somebody who's always had all of that, who's literally, he has been making his living, first of all, not first of all, but 18th of all, scamming people.
Yeah.
He's scamming people. She's just everything about this. The more we talk about this, the more I'm like, what the crud? This, and I get that she is like, at first I was with her because I'm seeing her finding the lipstick on the collar and then just being like, okay, you know what? Nope, I'm going to be a grown up about this. It's not what it looks like. I trust my husband. We're all good. We're going to roll around on the bed in front of our servant, which, wow. And we're going to have breakfast together, and it's great. And their interactions are cute and affectionate, and you're like, yeah, I totally buy these people together. Until then, he's like lying to her, and she knows he's lying to her. And he says, I'm never going to do anything you don't want me to do ever again in my life. And literally the next day does the exact same thing again. And she just goes along with it for a while. Mm-hmm. And I'm really torn because I don't understand how I'm supposed to feel about these people. She knows he's lying to her. She knows he's going to jump out of another plane. She goes and watches him every day. She watches him do it. And then, like, it's really weird. And then she's like, he goes, hey, for the last however many years we've been married, I've been buying you furs and jewelry. He doesn't know that she's had copied into paste so that she could buy a house, right? I've been buying you all this stuff. We've been traveling around. We've been having a great time. This woman has trained this man to expect to make a lot of money and to travel and to play around a lot. She's told him that's fine. She's been telling him this whole time, every choice you're making is okay with me. And then he's like, hey, our big break finally came. I just got a 2-year contract touring all over the world. Mm-hmm. And she's like, but I bought you this house in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I thought we were going to go vacation and you could finally meet my my uncle.
Oh, Tony. Oh, it's beautiful. Chinchilla.
$35,000 worth?
$35,000? Darling, we can't afford that.
Is that so? Look, new contract, 2 years straight booking, and see where we're going.
Sydney, Melbourne, Cape Town.
Singapore, Bombay, Athens, Istanbul, Moscow, Leningrad, Vienna, and Budapest. That's what I call getting around.
When does this tour start?
Well, we close here tonight, catch the boat on Monday, open in Australia on the 14th. That gives us exactly 30 days with nothing to do but eat and sleep and sleep and eat and get very well acquainted.
But we can have our vacation at home first, like you promised.
Oh, home's no place for vacation.
Oh, but Tony, you... Well, darling, you need a rest. You've been working too hard, and for 2 long years
Well,
you've
darling,
been...
you don't want to lose a contract like this, do you?
Oh, I'd so hope that... Besides, I thought you were looking forward to meeting Gramps and Aunt Abby and all my friends.
Well, I was, but gosh, to lose a tour like this just to eat a couple of home-cooked meals makes about as much sense as taking a bath with your socks on, doesn't it?
Pops, I didn't tell you because I was so sure that we were going home at last, but I had Gramps get us a house. Wait a minute, I've got a picture of it. I'll show it to you. It's the sweetest thing you've ever seen, Tony. You'll be crazy about it. Here it is, darling. Look, it's a real surprise for you. Isn't it beautiful? Well, darling, isn't it?
Looks like a farmhouse.
Yes, it is. Away up in Connecticut, miles from anyone.
Who'd you rent it from, a hermit?
Well, as a matter of fact, I didn't exactly rent it. You see.
Fine, then we're not stuck.
Couldn't we do something about this tour for a month or 2 anyway? I need it, Tony. And it'd do you so much good, too. Well, darling, it would change our whole viewpoint.
Darling, what's wrong with our viewpoint? We've got everything.
We haven't got a home.
Aren't we lucky?
How do you know we're lucky? We've never tried it.
And we never will. Can you imagine us chained to 4 walls?
No, not now.
More ever. Say, who started this home chat stuff anyway? That sort of talk's for married people that need a house with a fence around it to keep them together. We've got a much bigger bond than that between us, haven't we, Mom?
I hope so.
Well, you kill me. There you stand dripping with chinchilla and wishing it was a bungalow apron.
And I bought you this house in the middle of nowhere for you to come and sit after you meet my uncle.
Right.
And then us, like, not meet people ever again for the rest of our lives. And you're like, girl, what is this? Is this Wuthering Heights? Mm-hmm. Did I miss something? Am I watching a movie I don't realize I'm watching? And now I get why she's like, wow, he's never going to change. Okay, I'm done with this. But you know what? Yeah, he kind of told you that the very first day.
Right.
I'm not mad at him. I can't be mad at him. This is probably the first movie we're going to watch where I'm like, I don't think the guy did anything wrong. Like, now, do I think he's a perfect saint? No. But he, at no point do I think he sat her down and was like, you know what? You're the woman of my dreams. So we're on a 5-year plan. 5 years, we save up enough money, we buy a tiny cottage, we go live by ourselves. I don't think he said that to her. Gosh, now I feel like we're talking about therapy.
Yeah.
This is couples therapy, guys.
It is. Yeah, at no point do we get any indication that this settling down was ever in the cards.
No.
She didn't have this conversation with him. They've not had this conversation. He's not said anything about this. It's all been in her head. And she's pretty much thinking, oh, but once I show it to him, he'll want it.
He'll get it.
Yeah, wait, what?
This is the inverse version of, yeah, but once you get pregnant, you'll want to stay home with the kids.
Right.
Like, this is that, but inverted. Yeah.
It's so bizarre.
So she goes, this, by the way, oh, wow, guys. Wow. In a way, this is a stroke of genius. They do a show. In the show, he makes her disappear. She leaves him a note saying, when you made me disappear on stage tonight, you made me disappear forever. 2 fingers up in the air, and here's the deed to the house I bought you that you didn't want. Up yours, bro. And I'm just like, look, now for in one point, like, respect, if you're gonna leave a dude, that's leaving a dude. And then from another standpoint, it's like, wow, I really don't feel like he deserved to get shat on like that. That was the biggest dump ever that any woman has taken on any man ever. Oh, it's your fault I disappeared tonight.
Yeah, if he had
Wow.
if he was the one that had truly wronged her, then that would be a great exit for her. Absolutely.
Yes.
But the fact that
mic drop.
But the fact that but the fact that he has really done nothing wrong. He has done nothing to deserve this kind of attitude. Yeah, she's the bad guy here. It's kind of like, am I the a-hole? Yes, Anita.
Yeah,
yes, you are.
You are. Am I the Anita? Yes, you are the Anita.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh wow, yeah. No, it's so funny. This movie continues to tell me that I should feel two completely different ways about it, and I do. I feel two completely different ways about it.
Yeah, it's so funny. As I was saying at the beginning of the film, I was saying the way this film sort of treats it, the idea of a woman is just someone that should, do what her husband says and not question, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But honestly, the entire film actually sort of, for many films of the era, flips things a little bit. Often it's the it's the man that wants to do all this stuff, and it's the woman that's trying to do it. I feel like there's a little switcheroo from a lot of other films we've seen in this era.
Usually it's the man trying to change the status quo, not the woman.
Right.
And in this case, it's the woman changing the status quo. So let's talk a little bit about her next marriage to Don.
Yes.
So she's talking to Auntie Glenda. Sorry, Billy. What's her name?
Abby. Aunt Abby.
Abby should be. She's Auntie Glenda for this podcast, guys. She's talking to Auntie Glenda, and they're on a cruise together. She has, by the way, secretly divorced Tony. Not only did she just bugger off in the middle of the night, she also secretly goes to Reno, hides from him, divorces him, and then sends her 85-year-old great uncle to tell him, you got pwned, bro. He just rocks up right before a show and is like, sorry to tell you this, Tony, but you've been divorced. Whoa. This woman, she is nuts. That is crazy pants. There aren't a lot of characters or people in the world that I will look at and unequivocally say, that is a crazy person move. That is a crazy person move to send your 85-year-old great uncle right before a show to tell your husband you divorced him he didn't even sign the papers.
Nope.
He didn't even know. What in the heck? So she's on a cruise with Auntie Glenda.
Oh, good morning, Don. Good morning, Captain.
Ladies.
Oh, dear Don. Good morning, Don.
Oh, would you like to stretch your legs, Anita?
No, Don, thanks. I'm quite comfortable here.
Peabody, nice to see you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How did you get down on this boat? Just what did you cable in? Oh, don't criticize me. You should be grateful to be free and in a world where men are... Yes, darling, I know where men are men. But I'm not free, Abby. Oh, I know my marriage was sheer lunacy, but a few words in court doesn't change. Oh, but, darling, you're not crazy and you're not weak. No? Listen, Abby. If Tony walked down that deck this second, I'd throw myself into his arms and stay there and hate myself as long as I lived. Oh, darling, you really frighten me. I frighten you? I scare me to death. Abby, can a captain of a boat marry people? Darling! Now, take it easy. Don't break your neck. Oh. I'll ask them the next time they come around.
She didn't know until today that the guy was still alive. And she's like, you know what? To heck with it. I'm just going to marry him. Because if I don't marry him and I see Tony again, I'm just going to literally jump his bones. So, I think I'll just marry some other dude. This woman is a psychopath.
Yeah.
She is crazy.
I'd like to think that some time has passed since the supposed divorce and this cruise, but honestly, it doesn't matter.
It hasn't, because literally Gramps, the bishop walks up to Tony right before a show and says, hey, she divorced you. And he goes, where is she? And he goes, she's on a cruise with Auntie Glenda. It's like 2 days later.
Oh, okay.
This has all happened. Now, it could have been a month-long cruise, but there aren't, I don't know of a lot of like 6-month or year-long cruises going on during this era. It's very fast. So if you look at this in a realistic timeline, let's pretend that it was 30 days to have to divorce. Maybe it was 6 months. Maybe she had to wait 6 months to get divorce papers in Reno, but I don't think that's right. We can Google this, guys. We'll figure this out. I don't think she was divorced that long. I don't think she left him that
I think it
long
has to be. I think it's got to be some amount of time, because by the time we see Tony again, we get a line from...
He had been on a 1-year hiatus. You're right.
Yes.
He was on a year-long break.
Yes, it was another year since the divorce, and he had gotten his ex-wife out of his head, and he had gone back to his act, and et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, he has a breakdown on stage when Uncle Bishop tells him right before he's supposed to go on. So yeah, you are right. So she went. I guess she did go on a year-long cruise. My bad.
Or she's just been hanging out with her uncle or something, or with Auntie Glenda for some time, and then
she's been in Oz for a month or a year. Gone to visit the relatives. So yeah, okay, fair enough. So it has been a year. That's a little bit less psychopathic behavior, but still, to be I can't believe Bob is on this cruise. You know what? I guess I'll get married to him. Still,
Dawn
just reeks of mania. I'm not going to be able to stop calling him Bob. What's really funny, guys, is the actor's name isn't Bob either. He's just boring Bob.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, his real name is actually Broderick. I mean, he's got an interesting name.
Broderick Crawford. That is a hero name if I ever heard one, guys. I mean, Broderick Crawford.
That's who's going to save you from the dragon. That's who that is.
Yeah. That's Fabian's character's name, man. Wow, Broderick Crawford. Oh, Mr. Crawford, My gosh, that's hilarious. So, yeah, but nope, Dawn happens to be on the same boat with them, so what the heck? Why not have the captain marry them? And then it turns out, up until now, we've had a pretty good opinion of Dawn. Hey, he's the jilted fiancé, not his fault. Then he starts to talk.
I've always wanted to perform a wedding at sea. This is my first one.
Mine, too. Come in.
And your last, isn't it, darling?
Thank you. Congratulations. My car will meet you and bride at pier and take you to Rayon Room for annual benefit. Expect both tomorrow at the house party at my Adirondack Lodge for honeymoon. Bingham. Oh, he always has a crowd up there.
Well, Don, just send him a radiogram and tell him that we've made other plans, that's all.
I can't do that. He's my boss.
Oh, I understand.
Well, that means we'll have to dress right on the ship and then go to the party right from the dock. It's H.B. Bingham. He's my boss. He's giving us a party. I hope you don't mind, Anita.
No, Don, of course I don't mind. Don't be silly. Thank you very much. Why, as Gloria would say, it's so sane and so normal and so wholesome.
Of course she doesn't mind. Can't you see the dear child is just so happy she's hysterical?
Yeah.
Well, here's to the happy couple.
Dawn is... I think he got his job because his dad knew somebody sympathetic.
Possibly.
Oh, your son needs a job, huh? I'll tell you what. Let me talk to a buddy of mine. Maybe he can get Dawn a job.
We can start him out in the mailroom. Yeah.
Yes! This guy. And it's not I am not ragging on him. The character is played this way. Oh, geez, I don't know, honey. Should I have dinner tonight? Whoa. And then
I'm gonna be the second assistant to the vice president of the of the secondary.
Yeah, and she's so she marries this guy, and then immediately he's oh, I got a telegram from my boss. He wants us to come to dinner tonight. And she's oh, well, can't wait a minute, guys. Well, can't we go on a trip for our honeymoon? Girl, you were just on a trip and you divorced him. Now you want a trip again? What the heck? No, she's like, oh, can't we do a trip for our honeymoon? Can't you tell him we're going away somewhere? And he's like, well, it's my boss. Okay. She just left a man because she says that he loved his job more than he loved her.
Mm-hmm.
She just married a man who literally said, sorry, honey, whatever it is that you just said to me, I didn't hear it because I was thinking about how to kiss up to my boss at dinner tonight.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, Anita. Girl, I think we need to talk. Like, whoa. And she's like, and he goes, is that okay? And she goes, oh, no, honey. Of course, that's fine. She does the exact same thing she did to Tony for 2 or 5 or however many years they were married. This woman is repeating a pattern. She is repeating a pattern. She's like, whatever you want to do to me is just fine because I'm a woman. Like, no, I am married to you and therefore you can trample on me without respect for my feelings. And I'm going to pretend it's okay while I'm angry and sharpening my knife.
Yes.
Like, So they go. They go to dinner apparently the night of their wedding because they get the telegram immediately after the captain has married them. The only redeeming factor about this marriage is I don't think they ever actually end up consummating it.
No, I don't think so, because the first night she comes up with some excuse and she has to go talk to her uncle and locks the door and curls up on the chair in the uncle's room, and then there's a whole machination when they get to the Bingham estate about we've only
Tony
got
and Dawn end up sleeping together.
We
That's the best line I've ever said on this podcast.
Yeah, we only have a certain number of rooms, and now Tony's traveling with his old partner Lola, but they're not married, so they can't stay in the same room together. And so, the guys have
Lola
to bunk
and
up.
Anita stay in the same room? Like, is that what? It doesn't make any sense. I guess Lola and Anita have to sleep in the same room. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
They don't say that. I don't think they do. They actually specifically say
I
that?
honestly, I think it was.
Okay.
It may have even been Anita who brought up the suggestion.
Oh, because Anita's a psychopath, so
Yes.
I totally buy that. She's like, well, I can't let you sleep in the same room with your new hot assistant, even though I'm your ex-wife. So you better sleep with my husband that I've been married to for literally a day and a half. That sounds like an Anita decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guys, that sounds like an Anita decision. I totally buy that. Yeah, and so then from there on, the rest of the movie progresses as if we are supposed to be pulling for this couple and believe that they are eternally destined to be together. And Christopher, you can tell me if you think I've ever talked this sarcastically about an actual romance that we've watched before, because if the sarcasm isn't dripping, I clearly need to go wet my rag. It's really sarcastic over here, guys, right now.
And what's really frustrating to me is, yes, you're right. No one here deserves each other. Anita deserves nobody. But what's really frustrating is that Loretta Young and David Niven, when they're adorable together, they're adorable together.
Perfect. They're perfect together. Honestly, like, you guys don't vomit in your cars if you're listening to this in your car. It reminds me of when I hang out with my husband and we're doing great. It's just like the best in the world, right? And you're like, wow, these people look amazing. They don't see us in therapy together. But yeah, this is a poster child couple for people that deeply need therapy. And Anita is a psychopath. She's a full-blown, like, it's bizarre. She's not a bad person, and she is also the characterization of all of the worst tropes about women.
Yes.
Like, she's all of them in one person. And she's still adorable, and you still love her, and she's still a really great actress. Loretta Young does this part so well. So much to the point that while you're watching it, you forget that this person is a psychopath.
Mm-hmm. You honestly do, because I find myself watching the film and thinking, you're like rooting for them, but you're not realizing that, wait a minute, she's in the wrong through all of this film. She doesn't deserve this guy. Don doesn't.
Not a stable person.
Don deserves better.
Yeah, this is single white female, but before the rabbit. Wait, no, is that the right movie?
No.
You know the one I mean.
We know we know the one you mean. No.
This is her. Just she hasn't killed any small furry animals yet. Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. You're right. She is just, her entire personality is to be walked on by whoever she's with.
Resentfully, though.
Yes. But be absolutely like adorable while she's letting them do it. It's so bizarre.
Yeah. And pretend that she's fine with it.
Right.
Which, let's be fair, there are aspects of her character that are so identifiable. Because who among us has not been in a relationship and the person we're in a relationship with does something that just gives us a headache, but we think, you know what? It's not worth a fight. It's okay. I love this person so much. I am just going to let it go. But that is her whole character. Is she's like, I'm going to let it go forever until I snap in like an incredibly inappropriate way and do something that is really heinous to a person. Like with no explanation at all.
Yeah, look at the destruction she leaves in her wake. I mean, poor Dawn. I don't even want to know what happens to Dawn after the events in this film.
Bless his heart. I am sure he doesn't even realize what happens to him. He's probably waking up the next morning going, that was the darndest dream. Well, time to go back to work. Maybe he gets together with Aunt Glenda.
I was just going to say, good old Aunt Glenda tells him, well, click your heels together 3 times.
He just, I had the strangest, and you were there, and you were there, and I dreamt I married Anita. You remember her? That's okay, Don. Go back to sleep. You'll be fine. Well,
yeah,
man. This movie, you know what's really funny? I feel like watching this movie, I felt like it was a little bit annoying here and there. Like there were parts of it that I thought, I don't love that. But overall, watching it kind of as I went through it, I was like, okay. Yeah, sure, why not? And then talking about this movie, I am just like, what the crud?
I'm feeling the same way. My wife and I watched this film the other night, and we finished the film, and we looked at each other like, it wasn't great, but I liked it. It was good. And yeah, we sit here talking about it, and we're pointing out like, no.
Yeah.
Was it?
Exactly. Yeah, it really is not.
Fooled you.
I think what's really weird about this movie is you want to keep talking about it, even though it's like one of the worst relationships you've ever seen. It's these people that genuinely, guys, for reals, if your relationship is like this, you just need therapy. Like I feel like 2-3 years of relationship therapy, and they would have either amicably divorced without her leaving him with a nasty note, a little nasty gram, and a vicious little house deed that she just sticks in there in the back. God, what a woman. But, a few years of therapy, and they would have either amicably divorced or have gone, you know what? Hey, let's make a life plan for our future. And they would have both lived happily ever after. Now, it is the 1930s. There's no such thing as couples counseling. So I will give them a pass on that. If there was couples counseling, we don't hear about it, right? I think that was called the local bar. Mm-hmm. But it's a relationship. And David Niven and Loretta Young have really good chemistry in this.
Brilliant chemistry. Yes.
Phenomenal together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which I really now need to go watch The Bishop's Wife, which is a movie I've heard about over and over and over and never watched. And now that I know it's Cary Grant, David Niven, and Loretta Young. I'm definitely going to go see it because that's the Philadelphia Story, but with Loretta Young.
Mm.
No, that's not David Niven. That's Jimmy Stewart. I'm sorry, guys.
No.
But they're out there. But I definitely want to go watch that now. But I'm really curious to see. Here's my theory. I have a theory. My theory is Loretta Young would have incredible chemistry with anybody who's a half decent actor.
Possibly.
I think she's that good. I really think she's that good. And excuse me for saying something that might initially come off as catty. I definitely don't mean it that way. She is not your traditional beauty. You know, she's not Virginia Mayo. You're not looking at her facial structure, her bone structure, and going, dang, that woman is a knockout. She's like kind of gangly.
Yeah.
You know, she's got the ideal form for the 1930s, but her facial structure is not your traditional classic beauty.
A little gaunt, I thought, in the face, certainly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But when she is enthralled, when she is upset, she is phenomenal. And when she is madly in love, she is phenomenal. It makes sense. I'm not surprised at all that she won a bunch of awards for acting because she's a phenomenal actor, even in this movie. So I suspect she would have that level of believability with almost any actor. And do I need to tell you guys what I think about David Niven? Should I go down that slide? If you haven't heard it yet, go ahead and listen to literally any other episode.
I was just about to say almost any episode.
But I think they are phenomenal. I think the casting is phenomenal. I think that the character, like the story, I almost feel like if you left Dawn out of it, this is a great story. This is almost, if you guys know it, this is almost the opposite sex with June Allison and Leslie Nielsen, very young Leslie Nielsen. I know I bring it up every once in a while. It's the male included version of The Women, if you've ever seen The Women. But this is like the really twisted kind of version of that. where the female character is just like all over the place. We watched Hysteria the other night. Really good movie. But this is the first time I've seen a character and thought, yeah, I could see where that diagnosis would come from. She's just all over the place. Not because she behaves like a crazy person, but because she acts like a crazy person. She makes decisions like a crazy person. So, yeah, man. These characters, dude, what a roller coaster.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's so funny that we kind of fell into the same trap with this film, that we sat there, we watched the film. This is a fun film.
It's fine.
And then you start...
Yeah, it's fine. I like them.
And you start talking about it.
You
and go
pick it apart.
No, this is terrible.
There's so many problems with it. And it's really funny because on the surface, everything they do in a different context is actually really sweet and loving and kind. Her selling her jewels to buy them a house together, sweet and loving and kind, unless it's Tony, because that's not what Tony wants. And Tony risking his life to be able to do these things and buy her furs, super sweet, generous, and kind, until you go, wow, she really doesn't want him to die. And that scares the crap out of her every time he does it. And he keeps lying about not going to be doing it anymore. Like every decision after decision, him showing up at their table and then at their honeymoon at the Adirondack Lodge and being like, I'm here to break up your new marriage. Like, guys, this is the kind of, I'm going to say it, guys. I'm going to bring in my mic for this. This is the kind of toxic crap that I read in romance novels that makes me so angry. I'm just so mad about it. It's like, look, you're saying this is romantic and sweet, but it's not taking the other person's feelings into consideration at all. And at its core, that is the problem with these people. They are not considering each other. She says, I want to train the man that I have now. And she is doing everything she can to twist him out of the character that he inherently has. Mm-hmm. And that is gross. That is just like, as a human being, it's extremely frustrating. And in a movie, it's like, wow, look how much people are watching this and talking about it because it's really riling them up. There's no such thing as bad advertisement. What is it? Bad media?
Yeah. Even bad publicity is good publicity. Yeah.
Yes. So it's wild. Everything that these people do from, I assume when she ran away with Tony, she left Don a note that said, "This is your fault. You made me disappear with another man." Everything they do is just horrible. And yet somehow watching the movie, we're like, yeah, these people should be together.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because they're both just so horrible. They're really not horrible.
Not. I really...
It is. This is the most confusing movie we've probably ever watched.
I agree, because I want to sit there and go like, no, Tony's not horrible, but then I think, well, no, he does lie to her constantly.
He
does,
but
it's only because he wants to live his life. And
there's nothing wrong with that until you lie to another person saying that you're not going to do it anymore.
Right.
Then there's something wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's so weird, guys. This is what's really funny about this is that it is exactly what living is like. you know, this is the thing, like, you're like, everything, you're like, that's not okay. And then you're like, but when you think about it this way, but that's not okay. And probably that's why we're struggling with it so much, is just because, you know what, actually, this is probably, maybe what this is it's just the most realistic relationship we've ever seen in a movie.
Does the whole movie just hits too close to home?
It's just too real. Yeah. Honestly, maybe that's what it is. And so all that to say, I totally agree with you. I finished this movie thinking, wow, that movie was really mid. Like, not super impressed here. That was not my favorite David Niven movie. In fact, I'm not sure that that might be the first David Niven movie I just didn't really like. But then, like, talking about it, it's like, well, but it's got its merits, but then it's horrible. Mm-hmm. So this is its own thing, man. This is a wild movie.
Yeah, I almost feel like we got to give it like 2 ratings, we got it. Well, this film's a 4 or a 2.
Yeah, the film is a 2, but the conversation is a 6. Right. Like, believe me, you will have a great conversation about this movie when it's over. Yeah. If things worked that way, we could give every movie 2 ratings, and we can. You get 1 and I get 1.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so, which one do you want? Do you want the initial, I didn't realize what I was watching rating?
You can't imagine. I actually had forgotten that David Niven was in this movie. So when I turned it on and it said David Niven, I was so excited on the screen. Also, we didn't even touch on this, but the intro music, the credit music. Sorry, it's not The Night is Young and You're So Beautiful, but it's The Night is Young and You're So Beautiful. That I can't think anything else when I hear it. It's right there.
You're all mine, and I'm eternally yours throughout our span of a change of heart with needless sighs and tears. I'll return, for I'm eternally yours whenever doubt appears. How I yearn, in time I learn, I need you ever, for I'm eternally.
So yeah, rating this movie, it is this is the most confusing movie because there are parts about it that I vehemently hate, and there are parts about it that I'm like, okay, I'll bite. Ultimately, it comes down to this movie it's really well done because it makes you go, God, I want to talk about that movie. The movie itself is, to me, it's a 3 out of 5. It is a story at its core about two people who fall in love with each other in certain circumstances. Guys, it is the classic romancing the beat, regular trope of, gosh, insta-love. We fell in love the second we saw each other. We got married, and then we realized it's not perfect, so we're going to break up. And then in the third act, we get back together. It is just a standard romance arc. That's all it is. It's just a romance movie. Now, the direction is good. The actors, of course, are phenomenal. It's Loretta Young, this is probably my first exposure to her, but I think she's marvelous. And what I wanted to say about her is she's not a classic beauty, but you can't not watch her. Her face is captivating. Her expressions are phenomenal. Her voice is nice to listen to. She got everything. She is really interesting. And of course, I'm trying to restrain myself from talking about David Niven, but it's David Niven, guys.
It's it's so funny. A David Niven movie, and this is the least you've spoken about David Niven.
I know. I'm holding myself back a little bit here, but I think it's just that the story itself is fine, but there's no good moral at the end.
No. There's
no punchline. There's no big reveal. It's just her doing what she does at the beginning of the movie, but she's now married to somebody else.
Yeah, there really isn't an arc for any of the characters, is there? I mean, they don't
grow.
No, they're the same people at the end as they are at the beginning, except maybe one of them may now be a prisoner.
And in 6 years, they're going to get divorced again.
Yes.
Well, she's going to divorce him, and she's going to leave it written on the hide of a cow that she freshly slaughtered. This is a crazy person. But don't worry, because in a year and a half, she'll get married to somebody else, and then they'll get back together again. So we're going to see this story repeated. The movie is a 3. The actors are great. The storyline it's got all the pieces there. Mm-hmm. But do you guys remember the movie The Cell? And the horse in the thing that expands out and you can see the moving parts and the heartbeat and everything. That's this movie. It's segments of a romance that aren't actually put together. These are the dead horse in the cell. This is so horrible, guys. I'm sorry. This is devolving so fast. But that's what this is. It's a romance where these people do not deserve to be together. They don't deserve to be happy. They do deserve to be together, but they don't deserve to be happy. I will let Christopher give his rating.
Yeah, no, I am right with you. This is a film that is got phenomenal stars. It is very well directed. It's very well shot. It's got some perfectly fine kind of, special effects. The whole jumping out of the jumping out of the plane thing for the trick and all that stuff. And
some of the magic effects are really good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We get some really great little sleight of hand and illusion. And the illusions are definitely just, film edits and stuff like that. But we do get to see some.
But for the era.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we do get to see some nice sleight of hand and the card tricks and all this stuff and everything. And some of which actually look like they were performed by Niven. Some of them look like they were performed poorly by Niven, but I think that's one of those things where you have to know how to do it right before you can do it wrong. Possibly. So yeah, there's just so much about this film that's really great. I think it's just the story. It's the script. The script is what lets this thing down because it creates these terrible characters that if you just examine at all, you just realize how bad of a person they are or how bad they are treating each other and other.
Yes.
And so I'm right there with you. It's just, it's that 2.5, 3. It is right there in the middle because it's not great. I can't sing the praises of this film by any stretch of the imagination, but I can't sit here and say, oh, this film is like the worst thing I've ever seen. This is awful, because no, there's too much in it, particularly when you have such a fantastic cast. That goes to show that there are times when a really great cast can elevate a not so great story. That doesn't always happen, but it happened for this film.
There are 2 or 3 people in this movie that I would rather Tony have gotten together with. We won't get deep into that, but
we barely knew Lola. I don't know, what's she like?
Right, exactly. So I think ultimately it comes down to, if you want to watch a good David Niven movie, I can just wholeheartedly probably recommend A Matter of Life and Death. Also Murder by Death, also Candle Shoe, also, gosh, let's see, what else is out there, guys? Literally like almost any movie except for this one. Did we do Bachelor Mother on this one? I think we did.
No,
That's
we haven't done that
movie.
one. No.
Oh, it's Ginger Rogers.
Oh, wonderful.
It's so cute. Gosh, guys, watch that. It's adorable. There are so many really good movies that David Niven has been in. And this just isn't one of them. But it is a movie that if you want to watch a movie, don't tell the person you're going to watch it with what it's about.
Right.
And then have a deep discussion with them. First, watch the movie. They'll be like, oh, that was kind of nice. And then start talking about, well, what about this? What about when she does that? And then watch the person you watch that movie with get so angry.
I feel like that would be playing out what has happened here tonight.
This is the real entertainment we're offering you guys. Like, just find a really good friend or your spouse and set them up. That's our recommendation.
A funny little story about David Niven. As I said, my wife and I watched this film, and we pulled it up, and then the background, she saw the poster and it's got this nice artistic look like an oil painting or something of David Niven and Loretta Young in each other's arms and everything. And her first comment was like, "Well, he looks old enough to be your father." And then she looked it up and realized they're only a few years apart. She's like 25, he's 29 or something like that. They're very close in age. And I'm like, it's David Niven always has that older look. And I think he's
always looked that way.
Yeah. It's the mustache. It's the naturally receding hairline. He just always has that older look. Like, if you think about it, we're watching this film from 1939. Flash forward, almost 40 years to like Murder by Death? Not a lot of difference.
Yeah, really, there's not. He looks, the first movie I can think of where I really think, oh, he looks elderly is like Candle Shoe. And that was 1977. If we're talking Murder by Death or, the Canterville Ghost or any of those.
Murder by Death, I think, was like late 70s or early 80s. So that would have been after your Candle Shoe. But I honestly don't think he looks all that old.
They were actually 1 year apart.
Oh, okay.
But he's also playing somebody with gray hair. And at some point he was, guys, Candle Shoe it's a gem. You should watch it. It's really cute. Jodie Foster's first major role.
Oh, nice.
But Death on the Nile is the next year after that. And I don't even think of him as looking old in that. He is, because he's a mature man at that point. Man, guys, Death on the Nile. 1978. Watch that movie. It's so great. But yeah, he always kind of looks the same. And I'm really interested to know. What's funny is I think Loretta, I said what's funny like 6 times. Sorry, guys. I think Loretta Young looks really familiar, but looking through her credits, I don't think I've seen her in anything else. So I don't know. Well, we'll see, guys. But we're gonna see her again. Maybe not on this podcast, but the royal we, are definitely going to see some Loretta Young in the future.
Oh, absolutely. I would definitely be inclined to watch some more of her films now that I've seen this one. Because you're right. I don't think I've seen anything else that she has done. It is a name that it's like, it's one of those names where like, well, oh, yeah, Loretta Young, obviously. Nope. don't know anything. I haven't seen a single thing, but it's a name that just has always been in the head or in the zeitgeist, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, there are a bunch of movies that she was in. Interesting. You mentioned this. Her first role was when she was 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some that are coming into public domain that she's in that we could actually pick up. Probably the better ones will be in a few years from now. But it'll be fun to get to watch them. Kismet, 1930. Ooh, I'm going to get that one. I'm really interested.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm just looking at a quick glance. A lot of her early films are lost. Or she just has some bit role or a minor part. It isn't until much later that she actually starts appearing in films with true credits and everything. And that, so we may have to wait a year or two. Kismet, Warner's
1930.
Yeah, 1930s. I mean, most of the films through the 27s, 28, 29s, lost. There are a few. I'm not sure. There are a few. 1930 Loose Ankles is one that might be available. Loretta Young and Douglas Fairbanks Jr. I mean, interesting. Might have to look that one up.
Let's talk about competitors for number one in my heart. If you're going to bring it up, well, gosh. Oh, well, before we get into that, we probably should go ahead and end this podcast.
Yes, absolutely. And we'll see if we're going to watch another Loretta Young film next month or not.
Maybe.
But thanks everyone for tuning into this episode. If you would like to send us an email like Ken did, thank you very much again, Ken. It was great to hear from you.
Yes.
orphanedentertainment@gmail.com, or please leave any comments on the social media or come join the Discord server. It's a great place where you can leave your thoughts on the films or the show, whatever you'd like. That's going to do it. We'll talk to you in another month. Lydia, as always, thank you very much.
Thank you. It's always fun. That's the only thing I say at the end of every episode because that's just true.
It is very
it's
true.
It's always fun.
All right. We'll talk to everyone next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye. My face hurts. My face hurts from smiling.